before we begin, if you want to see music bios or more good videos like this, hit the subscribe button. Also, I've started a Patreon account. On here you get more copyrighted material and they'll be uploaded 48 hours prior to YouTube. If you want to support or visit, link is in the description. And without further ado, on to our feature presentation. Welcome back, everyone. Today, I want to do my 2024 Billboard Music Award predictions. This week, I was supposed to take a break before I get into year-end list for 2024. Then, Billboard happened. They decided last minute before the year is out to put out an award show, which after last year's online disasters, it looked like they're going back to the stock standard show on Fox, which will be hosted by Michelle Buteau, I think. And to be honest, I had to scramble to put this together. And like last year's forgettable videos, I'm gonna leave some timestamps in the description, and I'm gonna be leaving out a few meaningless award shows to try and keep this brief. But at least Billboard followed my advice by having the award show in December as opposed to having it in late November to compromise with this year-end list. Which means they could possibly extend their year-end list to late October, like, I don't know, the week of Halloween. Maybe for a bit of a compromise. But let's begin. And we're going to start off with the big award for top artist. And the nominees are Zach Bryan, Sabrina Carpenter, Drake, Taylor Swift, Morgan Wallen. And all these artists, they had good years on the Billboard, mostly on the Billboard 200 as opposed to the Billboard 100. Although, if you're looking at the 100 standards, Sabrina Carpenter does look like she has a bit of an edge over everyone else. She became the first artist to have, I think, 3 songs to appear in the top 10 for 5 straight weeks. Something that none of these other artists can do. Not to mention, her album Short and Sweet had a nice 5-week run on the top of the Billboard 200. That does come in hand. However, when you look at Billboard, I've read an article about that 2 artists could be challenging history at this year's award show, and those 2 are Drake and Taylor Swift. And with both of these artists could become the all-time winningest artists at their award show. And last year's winner is Morgan Wallen, which, yes, One Thing at a Time did hit number 1 on the 200 for a couple weeks this year because no albums were being pushed at the time. So, as I look, and then there's Zach Bryan, who feel like I Remember Everything has found a way to keep being in the charts for weeks on ends, and we'll talk about him when we get to the streaming awards. But as for a winner, there is a case for everyone. But because what I said about a combination of 100 and 200 success, I'm actually going to roll with Sabrina Carpenter to win this one. Even though I do think Taylor is a strong second place here, which Taylor had a better 200 year than a 100 year, Sabrina had a bit of combination of both. And I think that should be taken into play when looking at this award show, which is not fan voted, by the way, thank God. And now we have top new artist, and the nominees are Benson Boone, Tommy Richmond, Jelly Roll, Shabuzi, Teddy Swims. So Chapel Roan was not good enough for your category? Alright, I see. So they're going to keep it all in the dudes this year. And for the winners, I'm torn between the bottom 2. Since there's no Chapel Roan, Shabuzi and Teddy Swims are both very, very similar. I think it's going to come down to those 2 artists. Because both of these songs are having historic runs on a Hot 100. With Bar Song Tipsy getting its 19th week, I think it could challenge for 20 once the holiday ends. And Teddy Swims, Lose Control has been in the top 10 for like ages. Pretty much the entire 2024 calendar year. And I could see him going for the long-term record on Billboard. I still gotta wait and see how that goes. So, as for a winner, this is another tough one, but because of the record, I'm gonna go with Shabuzi to win for the only because he got the 19 weeks in, and he already qualifies for the 2025 year-end list. Now we have top male artist, and the nominees are Zach Bryan, Luke Combs, Drake, Post Malone, Morgan Wallen. And I'm actually gonna keep these. I'm gonna try to keep these a little brief because it's a lot of categories this year, even on the categories that I'm excluding. So for the males, I gotta go with Zach Bryan to win. Again, a bit of a combination of a good 200 year and a good 100 year. I know Drake, Post Malone has solid years, but Drake pretty much we all know what happened to him. Post Malone, I think he's a strong close second, and Morgan Wallen, to me, he didn't have the same impact this year as he had in 2023. I'm gonna leave it at that. As for the ladies goes, the nominees are Sabrina Carpenter, Billie Eilish, Chappell Roan, Taylor Swift, SZA. And yes, I did give Sabrina Carpenter top female artist, but I'm actually going to switch it up and give it to Taylor Swift for the top female artist, which I believe will be her second year in a row winning this. Top duo slash group. Nominees are Blink 182, Coldplay, Foreza Regida, Linkin Park, Stray Kids. And yeah, groups did not have a good year on the Billboard Hot 100. But I will say it was nice to see Stray Kids on here. And Linkin Park, I think they'll be more impacted next year with their award show, given their album was released for the next Billboard year. So I'm down between Stray Kids and Foreza Regida. And to keep the K-pop stands off my back, I'm just gonna go with the safe pick of Stray Kids. Top Billboard 200 artist nominees are Zach Bryan, Drake, Morgan Wallen, SZA, Taylor Swift. And yeah, 200, I think Taylor's going to run away with this one because she was able to play the variant game to a T this year. She did release another variant, I think, this past Black Friday. And of all the albums on here, 14 weeks at the top, which is the most of any album for 2024. I think Taylor should run away with this one. And as for the album goes, I think her Torture Poets Department is a runaway favorite. Now, top 100 artists nominees are Zach Bryan, Sabrina Carpenter, Billie Eilish, Taylor Swift, Morgan Wallen. And this is where things starts to change for me a bit. Because remember when I said Taylor Swift had a good 200 year? I can't say the same for the Billboard Hot 100, as most of her songs from the Torture Poets Department, while some of them were good, they did not have that same midnight impact that she has. Just wait till I talk about where I stand with her in the Grammys when that prediction video comes out. So, and basing off my top artists of the year, I'm at the roll Sabrina Carpenter to win. 3 songs in the top 10 with Espresso, Please Please Please, and Taste dominating this year. Also having some residual songs like Feather and Bed Kim also having nice runs in the Hot 100. I'm gonna roll Sabrina Carpenter to win this one. Top 100 song, and the nominees are Benson Boone, Beautiful Things, Jack Harlow, Lovin' on Me, Post Malone featuring Morgan Wallen, I Had Some Help, Shabuzi, A Bar Song Tipsy, and Teddy Swims, Lose Control. And again, it's going to come down to Shabuzi and Teddy Swims to win because both of these songs had historical runs. But based on the 2024 year-end list that honestly has not been out yet and is holding me back on one of my year-end list videos I have to produce later on this year, I'm gonna roll with Teddy Swims to take this award. Yes, it only had number one for like a week, but it's pretty much going to finish this year as the top song on the year-end list chart. Top 100 songwriter nominees are Amy Allen, Jack Antonoff, Zach Bryan, Kendrick Lamar, Taylor Swift. And I'm just going to make a blind guess for Amy Allen. Top 100 producer nominees are Jack Antonoff, Zach Bryan, Dan Nigro, Phineas, and Taylor Swift. And this is the one time I'm going to roll with Jack Antonoff to win this one. Although this year he has gotten a lot of criticism, especially how he handled the Torture Poets department. Top streaming songs artist nominees are Zach Bryan, Sabrina Carpenter, Kendrick Lamar, Morgan Wallen, Taylor Swift. Looking at the streams, and this is going to be. Here's the thing, I'm actually torn between Zach Bryan and Kendrick Lamar. It may be Taylor Swift because I did read that she was one of the most streamed artists this year thanks to the Torture Poets department. But I'm going to give the slight edge to Kendrick Lamar to win. I want Kendrick to take it because he didn't have an album to put out, well, until last week. But that's going to be for next year's show. And he basically wrote the streaming world on Not Like Us, Euphoria, and his collab with Like That. So just those three songs, I think does enough for him to win. Although Zach Bryan, I think it's going to be more closer with him than you think. Top streaming song nominees are Zach Bryan featuring Casey Musgraves for I Remember Everything, Kendrick Lamar for Not Like Us, Post Malone featuring Morgan Wallen, I Had Some Help, Shabuzi A Bar song Tipsy, and Teddy Swims Lose Control. And basing this on streaming, and as much as I want to pick Not Like Us, I'm actually going to pick I Remember Everything because during this chart run, all it had was streaming. Radio never touched this. It had maybe had a few good sales, but it's been 52 weeks, well, over 52 weeks predominantly on streaming and pretty much nothing else. So I do find that very impressive. But if it doesn't go to I Remember Everything, Not Like Us should win it. Okay, top radio songs artists. We have Sabrina Carpenter, Doja Cat, Taylor Swift, SZA, and Morgan Wallen. And basing this off the radio, I'm going to go ahead and pick Sabrina Carpenter to win this one. Because, again, the whole three songs in the top 10, most of them are having good radio runs, especially Espresso. I have to roll with Sabrina Carpenter to win this one. Top radio song nominees are Benson Boone for Beautiful Things, Jack Harlow Lovin' on Me, Tate McRae Greedy, Taylor Swift Cruel Summer, and Teddy Swims Lose Control. And yet Sabrina Carpenter is not even nominated in this one. So because of that, basing it on the radio runs that each of these songs have, I think the one that had the best radio run of these, and I'll have more to say about this song later on, it's actually Beautiful Things by Benson Boone. I don't know what it is. It wouldn't be my choice for the winner, but it did have a nice solid run on the radio. But if it was up to me, I'd probably choose Cruel Summer. It's the best song of the bunch. Top song sales artists. Artists who dominated in the sales regions. We have Jelly Roll, Jungkook, Shabuzi, Taylor Swift, Teddy Swims. And the only reason I'm going to go ahead and pick Shabuzi for this artist because for Bar song Tipsy, let me tell you this. When Lil Nas X broke the record for Old Town Road, he had variants, played the remix game to boost the sales to get to number one. For Shabuzi, he only had just one version of Bar song Tipsy. Just one. He could have done more, but one version is all he needed, and he still were able to rule the sales week as much as he did. So Shabuzi, I think he should be the clear favorite to win this one. Although Jungkook, God know how K-pop sales work, he is. I wouldn't be. Just keep an eye out on him. Top selling song. We have Benson Boone for Beautiful Things, Jungkook for Standing Next to You, Post Malone featuring Morgan Wallen, I Had Some Help, Shabuzi, A Bar Song Tipsy, and Teddy Swims, Lose Control. And I'm actually going to go with the bar song Tipsy on this one. Because, again, he was able to do good on the sales with just one version. Now we have top collaboration. The nominees are Zach Bryan and Casey Musgraves for I Remember Everything, Future and Metro Boomin featuring Kendrick Lamar for Like That, Post Malone featuring Morgan Wallen for I Had Some Help, Taylor Swift featuring Post Malone for Fortnite, and Morgan Wallen featuring Ernest for Cowgirls. And for the top collaboration, having a good combination of streaming, sales, and radio, I have to go with I Had Some Help by Post Malone to win. However, it will not be my choice. I probably would have chose Like That if it was up to me. And now we're going to enter the R&B fields of this video. Top R&B artists. The nominees are Brent Faiyaz, Tommy Richmond, SZA, Tyla, and The Weeknd. And come on now, I'm only going to go with SZA to win this one, because she is still riding some momentum from her SOS album. Snooze was one of the longest running female songs in chart history. And not to mention, Saturn has had a nice little run on the Hot 100. So, yeah, SZA, easily. Top male R&B artists, we have Brent Faiyaz, The Weeknd, and Tommy Richmond. And The Weeknd, he got off to a slow start this year. He's finally finding some footing this year. Brent Faiyaz, he's a bit of an unknown, but I mean, I know him, but I don't think he stacks up to The Weeknd standards. And that leaves us with Tommy Richmond, who basically rode this year on Million Dollar Baby being the #1 song on the R&B charts. And right now, I think it's like at number 2 or number 3 on there as of the making of this video. Top female artist, nice to see Money Long get nominated, but she's going up against SZA and Tyla. And with the whole top R&B artist thing, I have to give it to SZA. Top R&B album. Nominees are Chris Brown for 11:11, Brent Faiyaz, Larger Than Life, Party Next Door 4P4, Bryson Tiller for Bryson Tiller, and Tyla for, well, Tyla. And oh boy, yeah, there's not a clear standout in this one. And as much as I don't want to pick Chris Brown to win, I gotta go with 11:11 to win. Oh boy, this is not a good one. But for top R&B song, we have Four Bats featuring Drake, Act 2 Day That 8 remix, Money Long for Made For Me, Tommy Richmond, Million Dollar Baby, SZA, Saturn, Tyla, Water. And I'm going to go ahead and take Saturn by SZA to win this one. And now we're entering the rap domain. Top rap artists nominees are Drake, Future, Kendrick Lamar, Metro Boomin as a producer, and Travis Scott. And based on the Billboard year they had, and even despite not releasing an album up to this until last week, Kendrick Lamar, it has to be him. And I'm safe to say that the 2024 Artist of the Year for me, well, I'll talk about that later on. And top male artist, I'm also going to roll with Kendrick here. But the female rap artist is where things get a little interesting for me. Because the nominees are Doja Cat, Glorilla, and Nicki Minaj. Doja Cat pretty much riding the year on Paint the Town Red and Agora Hills. Nicki Minaj, Pink Friday 2, and she had a few okay charting songs. And then there's Glorilla, who had 3 songs reach the top 30. Well, now it's 4, but I'm only focusing on the Billboard year of 2024, so it was 3. And I'm going to go on a bit of a surprise pick and take Glorilla over Nicki Minaj and Doja Cat. Because, yeah, 2024, Glorilla had a really good year. Because Wannabe was a good song that reached the top 20. TGIF had a was in the top 30. And, yeah, Glow, which is one of the underrated rap songs of the year, has had legs on the Hot 100. So I'm going to go Glorilla with this one. For top rap album, we have 21 Savage for American Dream, Drake for All the Dogs, Future and Metro for We Don't Trust You, Nicki Minaj for Pink Friday 2, and Rod Wave Nostalgia. And I'm going to roll with Future and Metro to win for We Don't Trust You. I think that went number 1 for like 1 or 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. And like that hit 3 weeks at number 1. And that album disrupted the music stratosphere, but for different reasons. And top rap song nominees are Agora Hills by Doja Cat, Paint the Town Red by Doja Cat, featuring Metro Boomin featuring Kendrick Lamar for Like That, Jack Harlow Lovin' on Me, and Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar. And again, I'm only going to focus on which song had the best run in the Hot 100. And I think Not Like Us had the best run, although Lovin' on Me has hit number 1 for like 8 weeks at the beginning of the year. And now we're entering country. Nominees for top country artists, we have Zach Bryan, Luke Combs, Post Malone, Chris Stapleton, and Morgan Wallen. And oh boy, this category feels like if I make a wrong pick, I'm gonna upset somebody. And basing off the year they had, I'm actually gonna roll Post Malone to win. For riding the year on, I Had Some Help and Pour Me a Drink, just off of those 2 songs. Top male country artist, we have Post Malone not even nominated. What do you know? I'm just gonna pick Morgan Wallen here. And there's no disrespect to Zach Bryan, but I do have something else planned for you later on in this video. And this is where this conversation of female country artists gets insane. Because we got Beyonce, Megan Maroney, and Lainey Wilson. And y'all know the popular pick is going to be Beyonce, and she is actually my pick. But let me just say, Megan Maroney and Lainey Wilson both had underrated years in country for the ladies. But Beyonce, for Cowboy Carter going number 1, for Texas Hold'em becoming the first African American female artist to hit number 1 on the country charts. That's historic to me. So, I mean, who else is Beyonce? It's pretty much not going to be anyone else. It has to be Beyonce. Top country duo group, and honestly, I'm just going to throw a guess out for you. Red Clay Strays. Because yes, I am fully aware of the song Wondering Why. Top country album nominees are Beyonce for Cowboy Carter, Zach Bryan for Zach Bryan, Zach Bryan for Great American Bar Scene, Chris Stapleton Higher, and Bailey Zimmerman Religiously. And I'm gonna base this off of the sales, and I'm gonna go with Beyonce for Cowboy Carter to win. And yes, while it debuted at number 1 and went there for 2 weeks, it's not currently on the 200 as of today, at least to my knowledge. But it did good on sales. I'll give it that. And top country song, we have Zach Bryan featuring Casey Musgraves for I Remember Everything. Dasha for Austin, The Boots Not Working song. Post Malone featuring Morgan Wallen for I Had Some Help. Shabuzi, A Bar song Tipsy. And Morgan Wallen for Thinking About Me. And I'm basing this off of historic context. I think Shabuzi, A Bar song Tipsy is going to run away with this category. Number one, still number one. Well, not this week anymore. But 19 weeks at number one, both for a solo artist. And I feel like once the Christmas songs go away, I think he has a great shot going for the all-time record. Now for top rock artist. Nominees are Zach Bryan, Hozier, Jelly Roll, Noah Kahan, Linkin Park. And looking at the rock categories, I'm actually going to pick Zach Bryan to win. I'm going to go through these pretty quickly. Based on what I've seen on the rock alternative charts, he's been number one for like 1,000 weeks at this during this year. Top rock duo group: Good Neighbors, Linkin Park, Red Clay Strays. I'm gonna go with Linkin Park to win. And top rock album, we have Zach Bryan for Great American Bar Scene, Zach Bryan for Zach Bryan, Hozier Unheard EP, Noah Kahan Stick Season, and Rockstar by Dolly Parton. And I'm just gonna pick one of the Zach Bryan albums. And I'm gonna go with this self-titled here. And for top rock song, we have Zach Bryan for Pink Skies, Zach Bryan featuring Casey Musgraves for I Remember Everything. Wait, that song was nominated last year. Dejo for The End of the Beginning, Hozier for Too Sweet, and Noah Kahan Stick Season. And you know what? Let's give Hozier some love. I'm gonna pick Too Sweet to win. It pretty much had a mid-season run at the top of the rock alternative charts until Billie Eilish came storming in, which I'm surprised I didn't see Birds of a Feather in this category. But yes, I'm gonna roll Too Sweet to win. Top Latin artist. Now we're into the Latin categories, and I'll apologize if I mispronounce anything, as I always do. Nominees are Bad Bunny, Fureza Regida, Junior H, Carol G, Peso Pluma, and I'm gonna base this one off of Bad Bunny's Naughty album. I'm gonna go with him to win, and I think this might be a Latin sweep for Bad Bunny. Because in the males, I also have him winning that category. But for the ladies, we have Carol G, Kali Uchis, and Shakira. And I'm slightly surprised that Anita's name is not being brought up. But again, she has not. To be fair, she's never had good success with the U.S. billboards anyway. So for the females, I'm gonna roll with Carol G to win this one because she did roll the year off of that one song that I forgot and I'm not gonna try and pronounce. Top Latin duo group. We have Eslaban Armando, Fureza Regida, and Grupo Frontera. And I'm gonna go with Fureza Regida to win this one. And yes, I am familiar with all three groups, but Fureza Regida is the name I saw the most during the Hot 100 year. And top Latin album, and this is where my bad Spanish will come in. We have Bad Bunny for Nadie sabe lo que va a pasar mañana. We have Fureza Regida for Pa las Bebis y Beliquiada. Grupo Frontera for El Comienzo. Junior H, Sad Boys for Life. And Carol G, Mañana Será Bonito Biota Season. I hope I said all that right. But I'm actually going to roll Bad Bunny again to run away with this one. Yes, this album did not have the same impact as Un Verano Sin Ti, but it still sold well. He still had an album bomb when it came out, and Perro Negro had a run on the Latin charts, on the Latin 50 charts, whatever it's called. And for top Latin song, we have Bad Bunny from Monaco, Bad Bunny and Fied for Pero Negro, Floyd Menor and Curse MJ for Gata Only, Karol G and Peso Pluma for Keona, and Javi for La Diabla. And this was actually tough because all these songs, well, except for Pero Negro, they had decent runs in the real Hot 100. But I'm gonna go give the slight edge to Monaco to win. It was the only one that had appeared in the top five on the Billboard Hot 100. Bad Bunny is still a global sensation. I'm gonna roll with that. And now we're on to the last phase with the K-pop categories and the Afrobeat categories. I'm combining them together. For top global K-pop artists, we have ENHYPEN, Jimin, Jungkook, Stray Kids, and Tomorrow Together. And basing this off of the K-pop year, I think Jungkook should run away with this one, cause at least he had the most success on the Hot 100, on the Hot 100 aspect of things. With Standing Next to You having a quiet run on the Hot 100, but I will say Jimin's Who has had a much better run on the Billboard than you think. Just keep an eye out on that. And for top K-pop album, we have A Tease the World EP, Finn Will, Jungkook for Golden, Stray Kids Rockstar, Stray Kids 8 mini album, and Tomorrow Together, the name chapter Freefall. I'm gonna roll Jungkook Golden as it did had the, even though it did not debut at number one, it had the most crossover success with the Hot 100. And top K-pop songs, we have Elite for Magnetic, Jimin for Who, Jungkook for Standing Next to You, Jungkook featuring Jack Harlow 3D, and Les Seraphim for Perfect Night. And let me just say I am happy to see Les Seraphim Perfect Night on here, as it had a good run on the Global 200, never was able to cross over onto the Hot 100, even though I feel like it would have been a better introduction to the US. To that song would be a better introduction of LS Seraphim on the Hot 100 than Easy. That's just my opinion. But yeah, I'm gonna actually go with Who by Jimin to win this one. Cause again, underrated run on the charts right now. It's lasted way longer than everyone anticipated. And yeah, I'm gonna roll Jimin to win this one. And now we're at the Afrobeats artist, the last of the categories. We have nominees are Asake, Burna Boy, Rema, Thames, and Tyla. I think the Afrobeats category is going to be a Tyla sweep. She's definitely going to run away with this one. And for top Afrobeat song, we have Out of Port and Streve featuring Malachi. And I'm also going to add Camila Cabello's name on that list for Move. We have Tim's for Me and You. Tyla, Truth or Dare. Tyla, Water. Tyla featuring Gunna and Skilla Bean for Jump. And come on now. I think we all know Tyla has the best chance to win this one. But I think we're all in agreement that Water is gonna run away with this category. So yeah, that concludes the Billboard Music Award predictions for this year. Tell me what y'all think in the comments below. And yes, I am gonna say I'm sorry if this feels a little rushed, but Billboard threw this at me. I think last week I had to put it together before I went on vacation for the week, for the Thanksgiving weekend, and coming back today to do this, yeah, it is a little exhausting. But anyway, if you want to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, that would be greatly appreciated. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.